And with our approach based on blockchain technology, we think we can solve all of these three problems. So first of all, we can make it accessible, this asset class, private equity startups, we make it accessible to everyone. Secondly, we can make it more liquid by creating a market for these shares. Hello, everyone. I know the song should say tokenized and not organized, but we're still working on that. Maybe next time it will say tokenized. I'm Nicola. I'm the CEO of Aktionariat, and I'll explain a little something about what we do and the fundamentals. So, in Switzerland, we have passed the DLT law in 2021. The second part was introduced on the 1st of August, and the first part was introduced on the 1st of February 2021. But what has changed since then? If you look at this picture, you would say it looks exactly the same before. So on top of the picture, you will say a share transfer of a private company as it was before, and then on the lower part of the slide, you will see how a share is transferred on a blockchain. And you will say it's the same. Why all the buzz? Nothing has changed. And you are right. You still have to transfer your share, and you still have to register with the company in order to be in the shareholder registry of the company and to get your shareholder rights. But the magic lays in the transfer, because you don't have to transfer a piece of paper, and you don't have to sign a piece of paper if there is no certificate. But the only thing you will need to do is transfer a token from your wallet to another wallet. And the wallet will also make sure that you're registered with the company, so you will automatically be also in the share registry of the company. So at first sight, it may look that nothing has changed, but in fact, a lot has changed. So you could take this approach and say, okay, we have now a form of shares that is easily transferable, and apply this to private equity. Why private equity? Today, we have three main problems with private equity. One thing is it's extremely exclusive, so only a few people have access to this asset class. And if you're invested in Switzerland, if you're invested in a startup, you are locked in for 7.5 years on average. And before you can even invest, you have to negotiate the price, because there is no market, the shares are not traded, so there is no market price. And with our approach based on blockchain technology, we think we can solve all of these three problems. So first of all, we can make it accessible, this asset class, private equity startups, we make it accessible to everyone. Secondly, we can make it more liquid by creating a market for these shares. And then if you have a market where you have a price, it's also more reliably priced, and it's not only based on negotiations between the shareholder and the issuer of the shares. So we can, in a way, democratize private equity using blockchain technology. But besides creating a market for your shares, you can also use this technology for other use cases. For example, continuous fundraising. So let's say you want to fundraise and you don't want to do a closed round, but every time you have an investor wanting to invest, he can visit your website and invest in you. Also, stakeholder engagement. You may have a huge community around your company and you want to get them closer to the company. So why don't you offer them to take a small part of your equity and then become shareholders and be even more attached to the company than before? Or you have some very good employees that you don't want to lose, but maybe you're a young company, or you can't pay or you can't compete with the salaries of a Google. So what you do, of course, you give them some shares. And again, with blockchain technology, that's very easy and transparent. And then last but not least, usually if you have a startup, you remain poor until you achieve an exit, either an IPO or a sale. Of course, that's a bit drastically formulated, but at the end of the day, that's more or less what happens. And with this technology, you will have the possibility to earn out incrementally on your investment because there is a secondary liquid market. So, to sum it up, we have this DLT law in Switzerland, the best DLT law in the world, by the way, and it offers us new opportunities. We use this technology and we offer exactly that. So if you have a company that is not traded, it's too small or still on the way to be listed on an exchange, you can use this technology and our tools in order to make your equity accessible, to be extremely flexible when it comes to creating your market, to make a market that is more liquid than it is today in private equity, where it's completely illiquid. And then, of course, to trade shares very efficiently at low cost on the Ethereum blockchain. So if you want to learn more about our solution, I'm more than happy if you reach out and we can go into more details about that. Thank you so much for your attention. It was a pleasure to be here.